to explore, nothing too serious. Forget the world for a minute, before we know it, the future's the past. Seize the moment while we're in it, hold on to each other as long as it lasts. I don't care about forever, 'cause sometimes forever is over so fast. Hush, hush, baby, come on, here with me, I want for you to go. No need to worry, there is no hurry to stay, we'll take it slow.
Dante, what are you looking at?
It's the 2K Sports Pregame Show.
Welcome to Game 1 of the NBA season, along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Legend Smith.
Man, it's been a long summer.
I'm your host, Ernie Johnson. We have been waiting for this day for a long time. In a few moments, we'll be sending you out to Indianapolis as the Pacers go up against the Brooklyn Nets. Looking at the Nets, they're going to have to deal with an atmosphere tonight that will not make things easy for them. Other than the postseason, nothing gets a crowd more fired up than opening night, and all that energy will be directed against them as they go for a win to start the season. And fellas, a new season about to begin. Clean slate. Plenty of hopes and dreams out there. Kenny, how do you spot a new legitimate contender?
I usually look for the team with good balance, where one guy isn't doing everything. One guy can facilitate everything, but he can't do everything. So offense, defense, balance, and they got to have a big shot maker.
You know, I look for unselfishness, guys playing with each other, mental toughness. No weak-minded team has ever won a championship, Ernie.
How about continuity, too? How about very little changeover from a team that was really good the previous year, may not have gone as far as they wanted, but returning the same bunch?
That helps.
Yeah.
Well said.
Well
Yeah.
said. No need to add anything to that.
Continuity. Yeah. Kevin Harlan knows all about that.
There is a buzz in the air in the sold-out arena here in Indianapolis, Indiana. Welcome, everyone, to a brand new season of NBA basketball. I'm sure you're as excited as all of us are here at 2K Sports as we get ready to start the season in style. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony as well as Doris Burke. And we've got David Aldridge on the sideline. We'll see the Indiana Pacers defending home turf in the Eastern Conference. And now, before we get to the tip-off, let's find out what Kenny Atkinson had to share with our David Aldridge. David.
Well, Kevin, he said defensively their main priority is going to be preventing points in the paint. He told me we can't let them get comfortable inside. That's what'll hurt us. He wants them playing a very physical brand of D down low. See if they got the message. Kevin?
All right, David, thanks. Opening night, regular season, Doris, every club in the league hoping to pile up early wins, but how important is it really to come out of the gate strong and have that look in your eye, that focus?
I think if you're a young team where the key parts and personnel are in their formative stages, this is critical to getting some confidence and feeling like, okay, I know how to win at the NBA level. If you're a more veteran-laden team, they far greater understand that the NBA 82-game grind is about pacing. So I think it depends team to team what your approach and how important the early start is.
Great analysis. Here are the starters for Brooklyn. D'Angelo Russell out there with Jeremy Lin. Then it's Mozgov. Then it's Damari Carroll. And it's Hollis Jefferson in at the 4 spot. No good on the free throw.
And Thaddeus Young he's got a unique offensive skill set. I mean, he really is able to score over bigger players with just an array of little hooks and floaters and off-balance shots in the lane.
Well, this score is all about Damari Carroll getting himself good post position. If you allow him that deep, turn the lights out, Kevin.
Now, here is Young, and stolen by Russell. Here's Lin. Blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup. Lynn's got his first 2 points of the night.
And a good example there of why it's important to change ends quickly.
Well, that's how you attack in transition. Remarkable effort, getting as high percentage a look as you can really get.
From about 16, the shot that time not on target. And it's the Pacers taking it the other way. And it's their first look at this year's Brooklyn team here for their first regular season game.
Yeah, and they took care of business against this group last year, winning the season series.
Buries it from three-point range. Oladipo's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Well, he has shown Victor Oladipo that you must respect his 3 ability. When he's locked in, the defense has to contest.
Well, don't you love the nickname, the Junkyard Dog, Damari Carroll? This guy has established himself over the last handful of seasons as a starting caliber forward.
And Carroll slowed somewhat by knee surgery a couple seasons ago.
Yeah, I think he's trying to make his way back into form. One of those tone setter guys. You know the effort will be there every time he takes the floor.
Now here's Turner, and it's slammed in by Turner.
How about that? He's 7 feet tall, and Miles Turner, because of that ability to move in any direction at any moment, is a big-time problem inside.
And where's the help? Obviously, a missed rotation, something they're going to want to patch up.
Right, because otherwise you're going to give up those close-range opportunities all night. If you allow the opposition to get into a groove, look out.
Here's Russell. Second chance shot. The Pacers pull it in. And here's Collison. And stolen by Russell. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Mozgov's got his second basket.
Yeah, when you let Mozgov get planted on your end, he's very hard to move. Great play from him on the second effort.
Collison kicks to Oladipo. Back to Collison. Oladipo with a screen on Lynn. To the middle. Pass to Turner. Turner can't get that one to fall.
And a surprise he doesn't knock that down. Defense a little too lax that time.
Mozgov's shot is off.
He does the hard part. Gets through the defense all the way to the rim. I thought the finish would be the easy part.
And they pick up 2.
Well, that's just the catch-and-shoot game of Victor Oladipo. So fast on the trigger on the catch.
Hollis Jefferson. That one goes. Count it.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
It's off his leg. And the ref's saying he kicked it. Inside, here's Bogdanovich. Good, and the assist goes to Collison.
Well, Bogdanovich looking so comfortable close to the rim, just extends past the defense beautifully.
Here's Hollis Jefferson. Good on the baseline J. Hollis Jefferson's got his second bucket tonight. So it's the Pacers now, trailing by 4. Stolen by Jeremy Lin. Here we go, one-on-one. And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2.
Boy, you've got to love seeing Hollis Jefferson sprint to the cup. What an explosive finisher who forces the defense to get physical.
And Rondé Hollis Jefferson, a good ball handler and passer. Doris, do you play him some at the point forward, or is that asking too much?
Well, I think at this point he's probably better suited as a secondary ball handler. Putting the ball in his hands does take some pressure off of his shooting, though. And if his jump shot doesn't come around, it might be something to revisit.
Now here's Turner. And again, it's Indiana converting.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Lynn from long range. And the rebound goes to the Pacers. And up the court come the Pacers on the break. Allison's got the ball. Oladipo, good.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
And Carroll gets it to go. Carroll's got 5 now.
Well, I love the pretty follow-through on Carroll's release. This guy's got it going from the mid-range.
Bogdanovich, no luck.
The defense lost him there, and he should have made him pay.
Oh!
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Hollis Jefferson doesn't mind showing out a little bit. What a sensational leaper.
That was a great angle we just saw, courtesy of Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. The shot by Turner, no good.
Now, great look on that, just a little out of rhythm.
Yeah, he looked like he forced that a little bit. Just needs to take his time. Got to make these shots right now.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
The drive by Collison, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Doris, seems like every position on the floor is doing more multitasking these days, asked to do more, play differently. So when you're thinking about guards, which do you think do the best job of generating offense, say, out of the post?
Well, the preeminent player that comes to mind is Dwayne Wade. And this is a guy who at his prime athletically was as good in the transition game as anybody in the history of the game. I know you had certain NBA analysts who have called him arguably one of the best 2 guards to ever play it. The current iteration of this guy is probably DeMar DeRozan, right? We talk about the loss of the mid-range. Well, DeMar DeRozan is excellent in the mid-range, and now they're starting to put him in the low post and let him use his size and his length to create a little fadeaway jump shot. Really pretty to watch and effective for any number of guards.
You nailed it. And it's the Pacers with the ball. After the basket by Brooklyn, an easy layup after coming off the pit.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
Well, Booker wants to send a message. Jams at home with great authority.
Pacers trail by 8. Oladipo outside. Some nice passing here by Indiana. And it's Turner finishing it off.
And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope, his only concern right now is getting the points on the board. And I don't mean style points.
So Rondé Hollis Jefferson, the 23rd pick out of Arizona back in 2015. You know, it's interesting. He's drawn a lot of comparisons to another Wildcat alum, and that's Andre Iguodala.
And some changes here for the Pacers. Jefferson comes in for Miles Turner, and Corey Joseph subbed in for Darren Collison. Spencer Dinwiddie's checked in for the Nets. Jefferson's shot is off. Nets leading by 8. And you look at Hollis Jefferson and Iguodala, a ton of similarities people feel. Both 6'7", both long and athletic, terrific defenders.
And also, Kev, both are very good ball handlers and solid passers. Think about Iguodala improving his shooting over his career. Let's see if Rondé can do the same.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
Here's Oladipo, and out of bounds as the Nets gain possession. A chance here to assess what parts of the floor the attempts have been coming from as we look at the shot chart for the Nets.
And they've been avoiding those deep threes. They're capable of knocking those shots down from long range, but so far they've really been reluctant to let it fly from that free throw line extended three-point shot.
Jefferson against Booker. Over Jefferson. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way.
Well, Trevor Booker, you love to see this guy shoot it from the mid-range with confidence. This is a consistent shot now.
They double him with Booker. Down low. And it's Oladipo with the jam.
And already you're seeing great execution from both teams.
Well, I like the synergy, right? The ball is moving well, and they're seeing that hard work pay off.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
And stolen by Booker. And the dunk by Booker.
Man, hard to believe. Already they're staring at a double-digit lead, and we've just gotten started.
Boy, they have come out strong. They've controlled the pace, asserted their will. Wow.
Pacers trail by 10. Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over. As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated.
You know, my guess right now is Coach wants to talk over this turnover issue. And it seems like they've been trying to force things a bit and need to find a steady rhythm offensively.
And taking a look at some of the stats here for Joseph, how he did last season. Averaged about 9 points per game, 3 assists and 3 rebounds. And those numbers, solid, not spectacular, and sometimes what you see is what you get.
There's no doubt. This is a guy who understands his role, knows he's got to give you quality minutes, and that's what they expect from him.
Well, with the NBA being so much about pace and space nowadays, that makes Al Jefferson a throwback. A rare big man these days who wants to make his living posting up.
And Jefferson has said he's seen the NBA transition to floor spacing big men happen right in front of his eyes.
Right, but he believes there's still a place for his game in the NBA. Still a good scorer, able to punish teams in the low block, playing with the second unit.
Here's Leaf. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard.
And what I love about Oladipo, he does such a great job playing.
Whoa! He's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Insane dunk.
And now they're starting to rub it in, build up a lead, and here we go, baby. It is showtime. Jefferson setting the pick for Joseph. Down low. Leaf. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Hollis Jefferson, good.
Boy, what has gotten into him? He's taken his game to an unreal level this quarter.
In the corner, it's Jefferson. Joseph has an open look. Drills it from outside. Joseph's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Here's Hollis Jefferson. It's hauled in by Leaf. Pacers trail by 5. Oladipo outside. From deep. Leaf, no good. And here are the Nets. 3 seconds separate the shot.
Oh, goodness.
Wow.
Wow, the vertical of Hollis Jefferson, simply unreal. This guy's got a little showman in his game.
Indiana's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. In transition, here come the Nets. For the finish, the big dunk at the end of the break.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, and he was so quick to break on that one. A good sign that he read the play.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pacers will take it. Oladipo. The shot, no good. And so it's Brooklyn. Ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. Right back after this break. Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And looking at what we've seen so far from the Nets, what do you guys think?
I mean, they're winning the turnover battle, and oftentimes that can swing things your way.
Well, you really like the activity on the defensive end. Outstanding, jumping into passing lanes and coming up with steals.
Nets leading by 9. Jefferson is out there with Sabonis. Then it's Lance Stevenson. Then it's Corey Joseph. And it's Oladipo in at the shooting guard. So that's the group out there for Indiana. Another miss by Oladipo. Nets shooting impressively throughout at 62%. Here's Whitehead. Second shot opportunity. And Booker with the layup. Booker's got the opening basket here in the second quarter for the Nets.
Oh, just terrific hustle from Trevor Booker. He is just gobbling up these second chance points thanks to his effort.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
Yeah, they may have gotten the feeling he would dish it off, but he had a surprise for them.
And here's Joseph for 3. That one, no good. And Brooklyn will now go the other way with it.
Well, you think back to Nate McMillan's history, right? An assistant coach with the Pacers for 3 years. They made the unexpected decision to look for a new head coach, and in 2016, they promoted him to that role.
Harris on the double team. In the corner, it's Jefferson. Indiana moving the ball around. 6 on the shot clock. They grab their own miss, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
I'll tell you, this guy does some tough work on the glass, battles as hard as anybody for those second chance opportunities.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Oladipo, left side. Jefferson kicks to Stevenson. Plenty of room to knock down the shot.
The defense making it way too easy for him on that jump shot. He'll take that all night.
No good from Booker. Pacers trail by 13. To the middle. Here's Sabonis. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Sabonis has got his first 2 points of the night.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with a pass.
Well, when Mozgov can get his feet set and catch and shoots, he is as good as any big man taking that jumper.
Timeout called the Pacers. And Oladipo has some parts of his game that needs work, but he is certainly terrific on the big finish.
Yeah, I mean, he's got longer arms than you would think for a player of his size, and the overall physical skill set, there's no doubt about it. You know, you look at his ability to just stay floating in the air for that extra moment when he's in attack mode, and this is a young man that still has his best basketball ahead of him.
And some changes here for the Pacers. Thaddeus Young, he's checked in for Jefferson. Bogdanovich comes in for Lance Stevenson. And it's Collison in for Victor Oladipo. And Joseph kicks to Collison. And Mozgov comes to help. Tipped away. Pass to Young. To the inside. Sabonis. He dents the rim with a two-handed slam. Wow.
He just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam.
Yeah, bad shot there. Trust is lacking. You got to be willing to make the extra pass.
I'm not sure why he doesn't continue to move the basketball. Would have served that team much better.
Here's Joseph. The putback. Had a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target. Here's Kilpatrick. Rebounded by Collison. Pacers trail by 11. It's Bogdanovich on the wing. Over Harris. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for two. And you see Bogdanovich, 6'8" at times, listed at shooting guard. GA, is he a two?
No. If anything, I think he's often better defending power forwards than he is against the wings, in part because you're not going to look to post that position in the way the game is played today. This guy is skilled and tough, but doesn't have the great foot speed defensively, so I think that's to his advantage to guard those guys.
Turner with a screen for Young. Bogdanovich passes to Joseph. Indiana again missing.
Boy, I'll tell you, still looking for that first three of the second quarter. He had one to open this game in the first.
Good work there as it goes. That's now 8 points for Timofey Mozgov.
Boy, when you deliver the ball to Mozgov on the interior, he knows how to get it done.
And Mozgov comes to help. And so the ball is out of bounds. Bogdanovich touched it last. Let's take a look at last year's leading shot blockers. You don't want one of these guys in front of you when you're coming down the lane. Third is Miles Turner.
And shot blocking is the element of the game that I think he cares about the most. That's where he puts in that effort and energy.
Shoots from the baseline. That's short off the rim.
Boy, that's a tough miss. Does well to get himself open and then botches it up.
Pacers trail by 13. Here's Joseph. Passes it to Young. Turner with a screen on Booker. Young against Booker. Now here's Joseph. D right on him. And stolen by Booker.
And 5 turnovers here. He set his team back on the offensive end. Yeah, sprinting end to end, but under control. That's the key.
No, exactly right, Greg. You can't go too fast. He pulled that off in brilliant fashion.
Collison kicks to Joseph. It's Bogdanovich on the wing. Joseph sets a screen for Bogdanovich. And stolen by Booker. In transition, here come the Nets. And it's in there. Whitehead's got his first basket of the night.
And when you can outscore your opponent in transition, that's always going to work to your advantage.
Well, typically speaking, transition points are high percentage looks. Get out and go, that's their philosophy.
Drops in the layup for 2. Whitehead's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And so far, they have been in complete control of this one. Just a well-rounded effort on the road.
Really just sheer dominance, going into enemy territory and flat out taking over this one.
And the Pacers call time here. And the Pacers operating in a smaller market, some cost restraints for this franchise.
Right, this is not a team that can pay the luxury tax. It's not necessarily a free agent destination either. Those are challenges, but they have remained very competitive over the years.
Leaf checked in for Corey Joseph. And a look here at the shot chart for the Nets.
Right now, after looking at that chart, you pretty much can just jog down the court if he gets it in the paint. That just time and time again, he's worked his way in close and made a shot over a defender or found another way to convert. Just great stuff coming from him thus far.
Collison kicks to Turner. Back to Collison. That one's off, still out of sync.
Yeah, really frustrating right now. They just can't seem to stem the tide here.
Nothing they're doing on the defensive end is working. They've got to figure something out, and fast.
Young outside. Turner with the screen. Young inside. Rebound, Brooklyn. They'll be hosting Orlando for the next one. That'll be the first of 2 straight at home. Here's Russell. Misses with the tough leaning jump shot.
They're fortunate to be in front given how shaky he's been from the floor tonight.
Russell against Collison. And no good. Nice D from Russell. Nets leading by 21. Free throw line jump shot. A nice shot by Lynn. Lynn's got his second bucket.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Puts up a 3. That misses off the backboard.
Well, the defense paying no attention at all to him, and all he can do is throw up a brick. Ouch.
And for Brooklyn, they're shooting and feeling it offensively in the second quarter. They're shooting 60%. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give them 2 chances at the free throw line here. It's going to go on Bojan Bogdanovich. For Brooklyn, they have shot 5 of 6 at the foul line tonight. And Jeremy Lin at 6'3" with good size for the point guard position.
Well, because of that size, I think it helps him finish in the lane, certainly, even if he's got to go over bigger guys. He's also on the defensive end, got the length necessary to guard the 1 and the 2, and that's a real advantage, Kev.
Turner with a screen for Bogdanovich. To the paint, shot to end this cold run. Kept alive by Indiana. Shots good by Turner.
But Kevin, Miles Turner has great versatility, so he can score from anywhere, but right there is his bread and butter.
The shot by Carroll, no good. Pacers shooting just 29% in the second quarter. The offense is suffering. Now, here's Stevenson. He's guarded closely. And Damari Carroll is going to pick up a foul. That is his first foul of the game. There's 1:38 left here in the second. Here's the screen. And Stevenson kicks to Collison. 6 to shoot. Over Russell.
Well, he's trying to shoot his way out of this slump, but it's not helping his team. That was an awful quarter.
And we haven't seen them get to the line as much here in the second quarter. They might be settling a tad too much offensively.
And for the Pacers, they're shooting in this game 45%. Turner with a screen on Russell. Turner with the screen. Bogdanovich dishes to Turner. Over Booker. And it's off the back rim, no good. Looking at the last game for the Indiana Pacers, it was a loss to the Pistons in Detroit.
Boy, that's exactly how you have to play defense when he's driving the lane. You cannot give him any space.
They get a hand on it. A solo fast break. Here's LeVert. Throws down the breakaway jam.
You've got to stay with LeVert in transition. I'll tell you, if you let him outrun you, it's going to be a long night.
Collison with it. He's picked up by Russell. 26 seconds left in the first half of the game. Shot clock at 6. To the inside. Here's Leaf. It's tipped.
Look at Damari Carroll get in space and block the shot. Defense at its best.
LeVert the pass to Russell. His three-pointers off the mark. Stevenson. That one, no good. And so it's the Brooklyn Nets rolling along with a 27-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. They've got a big advantage in the turnover stats because of their intense defense. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. It's Brooklyn out in front at the half. They are completely in control of the game, leading by a massive amount. Kenny, what do you think?
They've done a lot of things well, but the way they've taken care of the basketball, valuing each possession so critical to the tempo, so crucial to the offensive flow. They've got a great rhythm, as smart and as safe as they're playing. They made it clear they're not going to beat themselves today.
Shaq, your take on Indiana.
Well, they struggle in a number of areas. Protecting the rim is really at the top of the list. They haven't made that a priority. They haven't put forth a whole lot of effort. You got to protect the rim.
That'll do it for now. The second half of action coming right up.
And we return to Indianapolis, Indiana, with a look at all the activity taking place in this terrific downtown. And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen. The net shooting indicative of smooth offensive play, up at 60%. They're a machine from the floor. Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. Setting the floor for the Nets. Damari Carroll is out there with Hollis Jefferson. And there's D'Angelo Russell. Then it's Mozgov. And it's Lynn in at the two guard.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
Well, we all have hobbies outside basketball, Doris. You've said that one of your passions is cooking, and I know this personally. I have to ask, what's your best dish? What's your specialty?
You know, that might be too many to name, but if I were to pick just one, I would probably have to say my chicken tetrazzini is my children's favorite. Boy, I can throw down down in the kitchen, Kevin.
Learn that from Mom? Did you just pick that up on your own? How'd you learn to be such a good cook?
You know, my daughter and I, that was one thing that sort of really bonded us. We would watch a little cooking show on TV, head to the kitchen, and try to reproduce it. So Sarah and I did some work.
Love that story. They get a hand on it. He feeds it to Carroll. Over Bogdanovich. The shot by Carroll, no good.
You know, he's working on his inside game, but clearly there's still a little more work to do.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pacers will take it.
And checking out some stats for D'Angelo Russell. How he did last season. Averaged about 15 points a game last season. 5 assists and 3 rebounds. And he paced the whole team in points per game last season.
Well, his teammates understood that he was their best option. And understandably, Greg, they got him the rock.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Fantastic anticipation. Then he shows major explosiveness converting at the other end.
And Damari Carroll is going to pick up a foul. That's foul number 2 for him. And we're about a minute and a half here into the second half. Bogdanovich wide open. Good on the triple. Bogdanovich has got 7 points.
Well, no hesitation from Bogdanovich in the catch-and-shoot situation. Beautiful.
And there it is for him.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
And taking care of the ball has been a problem for him.
That's something they've got to fix. While the defense has been good, a lot of these turnovers have been unforced.
Boy, that's a decisive move to the cup. He gives the defense no chance to react.
Hollis Jefferson can't hit.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Well, that's just stellar interior defense. You can't ask for anything more than that.
Shots good from Young.
3 for 3, and that's always a good way to start the second half.
Corner shot. Hollis Jefferson, good. Hollis Jefferson's got 20 points.
Well, he's one of those guys who's kept their offense clicking. They're in front thanks in no small part to what this guy's done.
Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over. And for D'Angelo Russell, the former number 2 overall pick in 2015 out of Ohio State. Greg, in your opinion, what makes him so special as a prospect?
I think it's all about his skill level. I mean, the league loves players who can handle, pass, and shoot. And he can do all 3 at an elite level. And he's not just a stationary shooter. He can hit pull-ups, a very good in-between game as well. Let's just see if he can continue his maturation process. Well, I mean, he needs to talk to his guys. The interior defense has been horrific.
Absolutely no rim protection whatsoever. At this point, the other team is walking all over them on the inside.
Some changes for Indiana. Sabonis, he's checked in for Miles Turner, and Corey Joseph subbed in for Darren Collison. Young outside. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. Young's got 4 points in the quarter.
Great play calling, great execution, leads to 4 for 4 to start this half.
The feed to Oladipo. He dishes it to Joseph. Rebound, Brooklyn. Mozgov's got his 3rd rebound on the night.
But only the first.
Oh! Well, the heart of Hollis Jefferson, just incredible. This guy finishes despite the tremendous contact.
That was a terrific replay brought to you by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. There's a good screen. Stripped it away. And the whistle blows, so a chance here for a 3-point play. Jefferson's checked in for the Pacers. For Brooklyn, they have been good at the free throw line. This one, 7 of 8. That free throw good from Hollis Jefferson.
Well, the Nets have struggled at both ends, but defense is where they have got to take that next step. Better execution on the defensive end could enable them to bridge some of that talent gap, guys.
and the Pacers can't get it to go.
Well, they know not to leave him open from mid-range, and they're all over him on that shot.
And for the Nets, Doris, what do they need to do to turn the corner defensively?
Well, I think it starts in the paint, Kev. They actually do a pretty good job of contesting shots, but they've got to keep teams out of transition, out of the paint, and control their defensive backboard.
And Joseph kicks to Sabonis. Tipped away, and that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession. These are the players who had the most success from deep last season. And you look at Crabbe, second in the league, extremely accurate from beyond the arc.
The bucket must have looked 3 feet wide to him last year. I mean, very deserving in terms of that spot among the league leaders from 3.
And Joseph kicks to Oladipo. Got a piece of it, and stolen by Russell. And now Russell pushing it up. No one back to stop him.
Yeah, multi-dimensional scorer. Hard to match up with Russell in that kind of space.
The Pacers have gone 4 of 6 from the field since the start of the third. And Oladipo kicks to Joseph. Shot goes down. Very quick possession right there. Joseph's got his second basket of the night. Here's Crabbe. Good, and the assist goes to Russell. Russell's got his 6th assist on the night.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
Oladipo outside. It's Bogdanovich on the wing. Mozgov covering. They get it back.
Boy, the way he's been going, he is not going to be the guy to turn this around.
Nets passing it around. Scooped up. D'Angelo Russell again. Russell's got 8 points here in this quarter.
And sliding inside, under control, Russell still just scratching the surface of his full potential.
No coverage that time. And it's 6 points for Al Jefferson.
And not everyone can shoot this well at his size.
Yeah, there's no question about it. Guys with size don't necessarily translate into great shooters, but boy, does he show great confidence knocking that down.
Sabonis, the pass to Oladipo. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. You have a number of young teams in the league, Doris, with a lot of talent, but not many wins, still in the process of learning how to win. What can a coach do to keep them confident and inspire them through the tough times, the growing pains?
You know, Kev, I think one thing you always hear coaches talk about is the process, and you can't skip steps. And so I think if you throw yourself into trying to get better every single day, and I would say look no further than Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook, who started their careers on an Oklahoma City team that barely broke double-digit wins in the NBA, but both were diligent, both kept to the course, and both continued to work hard. And now you've got 2 guys who really are MVP-level kind of guys.
And don't you see the stair step, too, for a guy like Kawhi Leonard, who every year picks up something different to do to enhance his overall game?
You know, that's a great point. The Spurs would tell you they built his game brick by brick.
Effective screen set there for the jump shot. That was the key to the play.
Hollis Jefferson can't hit. Indiana's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. And Indiana making a change here. Leafs checked in. Nets on defense. Now here's Joseph. 5 points in the game. It's stolen. Oh, and a fast break for the Nets. Here's Hollis Jefferson, and he takes that one up and powers it through.
Oh, Kevin, how about Hollis Jefferson's sensational athleticism? Fends off the defense effectively.
And Joseph kicks to Jefferson. The kick out to Oladipo. There's the dish to Joseph. Inside, Leaf laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Leaf's got 6.
I'll tell you guys, what a delivery on that lead pass. He puts it right where his teammate can go get it.
Count the basket.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
Pacers have gone 8 of 12 from the field since the beginning of the third. And he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher. Up top, Stevenson. He's guarded by Cram. Oladipo misses.
Well, that's the shot they want. He always has the green light when he's that open. Boy, one miss isn't going to change that.
Hollis Jefferson, good.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
And Indiana shooting 47% from the floor, getting it done. Jefferson's shot is off. Net shooting a superb 63% from the field. Hollis Jefferson can't hit.
Boy, a kickout's probably a better option when the defense is swarming around like that.
Miles Turner, he's checked in for Indiana. Collison comes in for Corey Joseph. And the Nets also making a change. Harris is checked in for Crabb. Harris on the double team. They set the screen. Here's Collison, and he connects on the jumper. The screen did the trick. Collison's got 4 points this quarter.
Very well executed pick to give him all kinds of space to get that one off.
Wow, solid decision-making from Rondé Hollis Jefferson. How about his ability to knife into the teeth of the defense? Tremendous speed.
Indiana's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Collison kicks to Stevenson. Here's Turner. Booker pulls it in. Booker's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Here's Hollis Jefferson. And good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. Hollis Jefferson's got 35. And Indiana shooting almost 60% from the field here in the third. They are really feeling it. Collison kicks to Turner. Out to the right wing. Leaf goes back up. The kick out to Collison. And it's off from three-point range. Here's Hollis Jefferson. Takes it up with both hands and rips it down.
Exceptional play across the board. I love their tenacity, just piling it on at this point.
You know, the beauty is it hasn't just been offense, right? It's been the defensive end as well. They're firing on all cylinders right now.
And so it's the Brooklyn Nets enjoying the kind of gigantic lead you almost never see. From the field, they have been outstanding, amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. We'll return shortly. And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. Stevenson with it. We've got Anubogu. Leaf is out there with Damian Wilkins. Then it's Lance Stevenson, and it's Young in at the point. So that's the group out there for Indiana. And Damari Carroll is going to pick up the foul. That's his 3rd foul of the game. So it's the Pacers now. Harris on the double team. Here's Wilkins. And a miss there on the triple. The net shooting so well, 63%. The offense working as one cohesive unit. That one falls.
Boy, that possession doesn't come together if it's not for Carroll's assist. He brings it home for him with the pretty dime.
It's stolen by Carroll. Here's Harris. Got it. Good job in the low post.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Left side, Wilkins. Here's Stevenson. Can't hit from 12.
Yeah, coming off that screen, wide open, just can't convert.
Well, I think, Greg, that's exactly what you want. The screen was solid. The execution just fell a little bit short on the shot.
And Doris, if you talk about the challenge for the Nets coaching staff, how do you establish a culture of winning on a team that's going to lose on most nights?
You know, Kevin, it's all about winning habits, and that means the daily work that you put in every single day. There's an ethic that's conducive to winning that's built slowly over time.
There's the double team with Allen. Back to Young. He gets it in there.
Check out that assist. You can tell a player who's seeing the whole floor very well.
And it's Allen with the jam.
Yeah, and in terms of accuracy, they are dominating the second half.
Well, they're certainly connecting on a lot of shots in the second half, generating high percentage looks and really cashing in.
It's stolen by Allen. Now here's Carroll. Tight defense on him, and no good. Wilkins against Harris. Wilkins kicks to Young. Pass to Leaf. A 3-ball. He scores his 5th field goal. He's taken 9 shots to get those 5.
You know, he clearly made adjustments at halftime. Smooth offense right now.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
Inside. Anabogu, that's good.
Boy, he's able to get to the hoop, Kev, because of that great solid screen.
Here's Allen, and it's Allen slamming it down.
Well, he's such a good athlete for a center. It's how he's able to succeed despite being one of the smallest 5s in the NBA.
Indiana's gone 1 of 2 from 3-point range here in the 4th. Shoots from the high post. The offensive rebound. It's good on the putback.
A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded.
And Young kicks to Wilkins. They set the pick. Pass to Leaf. Fires the 3. Rebounded by the Nets. Carroll's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Here's Harris. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Allen. Sabonis, he's checked in for Leaf. Third minute of action now gone here in the 4th. Back to Stevenson. Here's the 3. Carroll with the rebound. Carroll's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Harris. The shot will not fall. And it's the Pacers taking it the other way. They'll be playing host to Portland for their next game. That'll be the latter half of this 2-game homestand. Here's Wilkins. Sabonis, great positioning on the putback.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
Here's Harris. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring. And this one couldn't have been any easier.
Well, really good awareness by the scorer. You're seeing an opening in the defense and exploiting it beautifully.
For Brooklyn, they've gone 7 of 11 from the floor in the final quarter so far. Been some solid looks for them. Stevenson outside. Cloak loose. Now Allen, the pass to Kilpatrick. And Carroll gets it to go.
Well, he has the size to be effective inside. DeMarre Carroll understands how to use that frame to get inside and make shots.
To the inside. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
I'll tell you, the feed puts him in prime position to convert. The assist was where it needed to be.
Yep, that one goes in there.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Pass to Anabogu. In transition, here come the Nets. Here's Carroll, the rim-rattling two-handed jam.
This is a guy who's always going to take advantage of a chance to rim run. Nice work by Carroll.
And so here is Indiana. Stevenson kicks to Young. Passes it to Anabogu. Screen by Young. And DeMarre Carroll is going to pick up a foul. That will get him his 4th foul of the game. Indiana making some changes. Jefferson's checked in for Anabogu, and Corey Joseph subbed in for Lance Stevenson. Clock at 6. Here's Young. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
And really, as recently as 2014, the Pacers were a team with that old school front court. Some tall timber inside, and they played that slow, methodical pace. They have revamped the roster looking to space the floor and really fire it up on offense.
And the shot goes down.
Well, he just keeps rolling right now. What a terrific quarter for him on the offensive end.
Kicks to Joseph. There's the double team with Allen. And here is Joseph. Jefferson setting the pick for Joseph. There's Sabonis. And once again off the mark by Indiana. And the Pacers now looking to revamp how they approach things. The rebuild is on, it would appear.
Yeah, and a good time to do it when they saw Paul George would be leaving. It won't be easy to make the transition, but the Pacers do have a good collection of young talent.
Wilkins against Harris. And he makes the bucket, drew contact, and gets the whistle, too.
What a play there. The hoop plus the harm.
Spencer Dinwiddie's checked in for Brooklyn. Doris, as always, this question about resting players. Fans pay hundreds of dollars for tickets and parking and everything else, expecting the healthy guys to play. Why shouldn't there be a requirement for them to suit up?
Well, again, you have Commissioner Adam Silver attempting to address this and making it known during the finals that there would be some limitations based on the ability to rest players, that there would be strong encouragement to rest players at home because your fans obviously have more of an opportunity to see them at home. Listen, Kevin, I think fans need to be able to see the stars. At the same time, it's a strenuous 82-game stretch. Have we addressed it in terms of lengthening the season and shortening the preseason? What I do like is that the NBA is aware that there is an issue, and they are working proactively to fix it.
As is their custom. They always do that.
Correct.
Feeds it to Wilkins. Jefferson dishes to Joseph. That three off the mark. And the Nets with possession. Here's Kilpatrick. The feed to Mozgov. Dinwiddie kicks to Allen. Here's Mozgov. And Mozgov throws it down.
Mozgov, such a big body that when he goes up for a dunk, you have to think twice about trying to get in the way.
Young outside and out of bounds as Brooklyn gains possession.
This is one of those nights. Mistake after mistake, a comedy of errors.
1:44 left in the fourth quarter. The 15-footer, Allen, that's good. Allen's got 10 points now just in this quarter.
Defensively, Kev, it's very hard to impact a shot from the mid-range when you're giving up that many inches as a defender.
Young passes to Sabonis. Back to Young, and so they choose to intentionally foul. Doris, the revenue-generating streams for players these days, more endorsements, acting opportunities, event appearances, you name it. What impact do you think that has had on the evolution of guys wanting to play in big markets, big cities?
You know, I think the world is smaller, and so it's not necessarily a requirement to be in a large market in order to have some marketing success. You know, you look at any number of stars, even Russell Westbrook in Oklahoma City, he's pitching any number of major company because of the level of talent. So I think it's been a good thing. I think it really comes down to where are these players comfortable. It's much more about organization and opportunity to win than it is city.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it, just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for Brooklyn.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
They can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over.
Leaf checked in for Indiana. And a switch here for Brooklyn. Carroll's checked in. Timeout called, the Nets. They're up. There's 45 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And Kenny Atkinson, head coach of the Nets, a New York native, grew up in Long Island.
And it is nice to have that tie to the area. Certainly with this team, we know it's going to be a process. But Kenny is home, and he's committed to developing this organization.
And now a moment to take a look at our Jordan Player of the Game.
And guys, he's been about as close to perfection as you can be. The intensity he's played with has been amazing. Just no let up. And as fired up as he's been, he's never let his emotions get out of control.
There's 45 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one, and he makes that one.
And all the energy has been sucked out of this arena. This is not what the fans came to see.
Well, they took the crowd completely out of this game, and when you get a lead like that, it's sort of deflating for the home crowd. What a solid victory on the road.
And an intentional foul right there.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
And he makes both free throws. 26 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Out of bounds, Indiana takes possession. Here's Joseph. Young in the corner, expanding his range. Here's Jefferson, and they convert at last on attempt number 3.
Sometimes, Kevin, it simply comes down to activity, and Jefferson relentless pursuing those second chances.
And an intentional foul right there. And that one misses. And he's good on the second. Here's Dinwiddie. Drops in the layup for 2. That gives him a double-double in this one. 10 points and 10 assists. And that's an intentional foul. Free throw good, Joseph. That one is no good. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
And that's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Jeremy, it really looked like defense got you guys going tonight and got them off their game.
Yeah, I mean, this might have been the hardest that we played, collectively for a whole game in a while. And I think everybody who really stepped out on the floor, they gave everything they had, and it was great to see.
Really was telling, Jeremy, how you guys got going. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll do it for the first game of the NBA season. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for tuning in. And we'll see you next time.